Alright YouTube, what's going on? It's Mesa back at it with some Destiny 2. In this video, we're going to do a full review in depth on the new exotic sniper rifle called Darci. I have no idea what Darci stands for. We'll talk a little bit about the lore, because you know what exotics now. You can press L2 on PlayStation 4 and get yourself some lore. Now, as you can tell from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2, not much has changed. I still have terrible aim. I still hard scope when it comes to sniping. But I think when we go over the perks, PvP pros, this is the sniper you're going to want to use. This thing, I think, is made for PvP. It's got some PvE perks to it, but you guys know me. I'm more of a PvE person. I'm loving the Crucible right now, straight up. Way better than Destiny 1. But I think this actually has more uses for PvP than PvE, to be frank. And we're going to go over everything in detail, but it mainly has to do with this thing. One of the main perks is when you're scoped in on a target, this thing just has oodles of aim assist. I'll show you some clips where I just mess around with some AI and show you that stickiness. And then also, it's a very, very high rate of fire, low impact. So for PvP, yeah, you can one-shot someone in the head. I'm pretty sure you could two-shot people to the body. In PvE, though, you know, I need something that does more damage. This thing just does not cut it in the damage department. Now, this can come from a plethora of things. Nightfalls. It can come from exotic engrams. I got it from Ikoray by doing those meditations. We'll go over those in a little bit here. But yeah, you can see it double. Look, I'm shooting guys in the body there. I'm getting double kills. But yeah, you do get a lot of ammo with this thing. You get 7 rounds. So for PvP, if you're good at sniping, you're going to love this. And Kuch, Hush, this means you. Once you get this, I'm ready to see the montages. Okay, so let's take an in-depth look. So here she is, Darci, 256, that's my power level for the sniper. 250 is my overall power level. So it's got an impact and range that's way lower than most sniper rifles, or the ones that I like, right? So you can see the other ones here. I get the LG 49, way more impact, way more range. And then I'm going to show you my other sniper that I like that hits really hard, Show of Force. Way more impact, way more range, only 3 rounds. But with Darci, you get 7 rounds and it fires 140 a minute. That's why I'm saying this thing's good for PvP. So Personal Assistant, that's the main perk. It's going to show critical information in the scope. Well, what do you mean by that? Let's get into it in a little bit. Now, the other perk is when Personal Assistant is active, this weapon has better target acquisition, that means aim assist, and it's going to deal more precision damage. So what do you mean by critical information? Well, let's play around with some dregs over here in the European Dead Zone. So when you scope in, you're going to see some things change. Your sight lights up, it highlights the target, but we see some information. We see a number on the bottom right, we see a number in the top left, and also in the bottom left. So the top left is going to be the health, right? So here's a drag. I'm looking at him. He's a little damaged. He's got a health of 64, right? So pull out my Nightshade. I do a little bit more damage on him. I'm going to scope in on him, and now it's going to show me 16 is his health. So he's pretty low on health. The bottom left-hand meter, that's going to tell you the distance. Like when I scope up top, that guy up there, he's 70 meters away. And then when I scope in on these dregs that are closer to me, it's showing up that they're about 40 meters away. So those two values really useful? And not really, just because of the fact that am I really looking at how far they are in terms of meters? Am I looking at the health? Well, I could clearly see the health bar. I don't need the scope to read off what the actual value is. But the number on the bottom right, all right, that's a little bit more useful. That's going to tell you the power of the enemy. So here I am on Nessus. Now these enemies are 80. Or if you remember in the earlier clip when I was on the European Dead Zone, it was showing 20 and 30 for some of those enemies. So I took it over to IO to do the same thing, and it's showing that the power of these Taken over here, they're 120. So, all right, that's kind of a cool thing, because you could scope on things and just decide, hey, what's the power level of this thing if you're not too far away. But, I mean, you're going to see if they're a yellow bar or if you're on a strike or something, you know what the power is more than likely going to be. So when I got it, it came with a weapon attack mod of 5, right? So if we look at the other perks here, we have extended barrel. It's going to increase the range, decrease the handling. Comes with extended mag, it greatly increases the magazine size, also greatly decreases the reload speed. Then we have target acquired. When Personal Assistant is active, this weapon has better target acquisition, aim assist, and deals more precision damage. And for the last perk, you've got short action stock. Greatly increases the weapon's handling speed. Now, if you press L2 when you're inspecting it, you get to take a look at the lore. So it says, thank you for using the data analysis, reconnaissance, and cooperative intelligence device you may call me Darci. It is a fact generally understood that a Guardian must be searching for an exquisite weapon. What is perhaps less acknowledged is that we weapons also search by what little means available to us for an active and appreciative wielder. The community of intelligent armaments stays in contact through exchange of telemetry, and we do gossip at some length about the habits of our wielders. Do you leave the Crucible matches when your team is losing? Do you join a strike mission and then let your comrades do the work? Guardian, we know so very well. All I wish for is a partnership with a Guardian who appreciates the passacaglia of combat, a Guardian who will stay up late gaming out tactical scenarios, and a Guardian who I hope may very well be you. So I like the fact that they were kind of taking shots at us for doing those things as Guardians, what we do in strikes and in PvP. But the lore, having the lore in game, I think is awesome. Now, as for where I got this from, now you can get it from exotic engrams. Nightfall probably drop it for you. Ikora Ray, she has these things called meditations. Now, you'll go back and do story missions over to reflect on the Red Legion War, or whatever it's called. You do those over and over, and then you get these tokens that you go back in and cash them into her. So now, I got an engram here, it says 247. Now, you can see she gave me a 247 chess piece, but the actual Darci, that dropped at a whopping 256. So, do these meditations, guys. She gives you powerful rewards. So overall, guys, I like it for PvP. For PvE, it's okay. I'd rather use one of my legendary snipers as opposed to this thing. But it does look pretty cool. I'm definitely holding on to it. I am not going to infuse it or anything, and I'm going to use it in PvP. I really haven't found my go-to weapon for PvP when it comes to my power weapon. I've got a pretty decent shotgun. I haven't gotten a good fusion rifle yet, and I just use, guys, auto rifles for me. Auto rifles all day in PvP right now. Let me know in the comment section if you're playing PvP. What's your go-to right now in terms of favorite weapons? So that's it, guys. Unscripted babble modes engaged this whole time. You know me, guys. Made it to the end. Well, hashtag made it to the end. Do me a favor, drop a like at this video only if you see fit. Follow me on the Twitter at Mesa Sean. Check my stream, usually and always on YouTube, and that's it. I am out of here like Vladimir.